If you want to deploy your containerized applications to Google Cloud, you first have to create a Google Kubernetes Engine cluster. Let's see how to do that now. Here I am in the Google Cloud console. To use Kubernetes, first go to the navigation menu and pick Kubernetes Engine. Now we can create the cluster. The cluster needs a name. We'll call it Doug's cluster. And we have to specify where in the world we want our cluster to be. The cluster can either be in a single zone, meaning all the nodes in the cluster are in a single zone, or we can create a regional cluster where the nodes span multiple zones within a region specified. For this demo, we'll create a zonal cluster, and we'll put it near my house in US East 4. So we'll pick the zone, US East 4A. Cluster is a collection of virtual machines or nodes. Each of those nodes are in node pools. You can have one or more node pools. We'll just have one node pool for this demo. So we have the default node pool where we can specify the number of nodes that we want. The default is 3, which will be fine for our demo. You can also enable auto-scaling if you like, and then you can scale from a minimum number to a maximum number of nodes. As we said, a node is a virtual machine. Just like in Compute Engine, we can control the size of the virtual machine. So we could have very large nodes with lots of CPUs and lots of memory, or very small nodes. For my demo, we'll just pick a small node with 2 virtual CPUs and a gigabyte of memory. All the other defaults should be good. Let's hit the Create button. After a couple minutes, our cluster was created and ready to go. Now let's connect to it. Notice in the console, if we scroll across, there's an action menu. If you click on the action menu, there's a Connect button, which gives us the command that we can use to connect to our cluster. Notice the command is gcloud container clusters get credentials. This is the name of my cluster. This is the zone that I created it in, and this is our project ID. So we could copy that to the clipboard and paste it into a terminal, or we can just run that in Cloud Shell using this button. Let's do that. Okay, now we're connected. Once we're connected to the cluster, then we can use the kubectl command line utility to interact with the cluster. Let's just see if it works. So we'll type kubectl get nodes, and that'll show us the nodes of our cluster. That's how simple it is to create a Kubernetes cluster in Google Cloud Platform using GKE. This is Doug Renstrom with ROI Training.